Okay, in this video, we're looking at a student that estimated the probability of correctly answering each question in a multiple choice question is 90%. Use the binomial tables to determine the probability of earning at least a 60% grade on a 15 question exam. So we're going to be looking at a binomial table. So I want to open the PowerPoint up for a second and show you how to do this. So in this question, let me find the problem. Okay, here it is. So 40% of all voters support Proposition A. If a random sample of 10 voters is polled, what is the probability that exactly 5 of them support proposition? So 5 would be easy to plug in to the formula like we've been doing. But what if we wanted to know the probability that, let me find the probability that let 2 or less support Proposition A. Well, we would have to do the formula three times. So another option, instead of having to do the formula, is to use a table. Now, in this particular problem, there are 10 voters and 40% support. So P is 0.40, N is 10, and we want to know 2 or less. So when you go to your table, you look for N and you go to 10, and then you want to come over to 0.40. So you look for P, probability of success. And if you wanted to know 2 or less, let me go down because I'm at the wrong one. If you wanted to know 2 or less, well, here's 2, 1, and 0. So you would just go to the table and you would add those up. So now let's go back to our problem and do the same thing. So this requires a little bit more work because, first of all, we know that N is 15 because it's a 15 question quiz. And I'm going to copy this over and on the board so we can really look at what information we have and what information we need. Okay, so when you're looking at a table, if you notice, you have to know N, you have to know P, and you have to know X. X goes down, P goes across, and N goes down as well. So let's identify all of those. So N here is, well, it's a 15 question quiz. So we have 15 questions. The probability of success is 0.90. Now, Q would be 0.10 because these have to add up to 1. But when you're using the table, you don't have to know Q. But I'm going to leave it up there. Now, we want to know earning at least a 60% grade on a 15 question exam. Well, we are looking at the number of questions. So we have to change that to the how many questions would they need to get right. So we would take 15 times 0.6, okay, and we would get 9. So we want to know the probability that X at least means greater than or equal to 9. So that would be the probability that X equals 9 plus the probability that X equals 10 plus the probability that X equals 11 plus the probability that X equals 12 So we have to add all of these up, and we definitely don't want to have to work the formula that many times. So we're going to use the table and find these values, and you're going to add those up. So if you go to your table and you go to X, okay, N is 15, so we're good on N. And then we need to go find 0.90. So 0.90 is going to be on the far right. Then we're going to go down to 9 and go all the way across to 0.90. So we're right here at 0.0019, 0.0105 would be 10, 0.0428 would be 11, 0.1285 would be 12, 0.2669 would be 13, 0.3432 would be 14, and 0.2059 would be 15. So you would add all of those up. So if they want you to use a table, these are going to be rounded values, so they may not be as exact as the formula, but here they're asking us to use the table. All right, so add those up, and when you add those up, you should get 0.9997. And that's how you use the binomial distribution table. Let me know if you have any questions.